Today we are working on expanding our chicken pen. So over here on the other side of the greenhouse we have some T-posts where we had some chicken wire around our garden bed. But this winter there's grass and stuff growing up there and we want to expand it a little bit. So what we're going to do is put up chicken wire around the area that we want to be our garden and then make a tunnel so the chickens can get from their pen into that area over the winter here and kill all the grass in there and peck around at the ground, and then come springtime when we want to plant our garden, we'll close off the tunnel and keep them from going in there. So we already have an existing fence here that's 4x4-inch holes, but the chickens can pop through that, so we're gonna put chicken wire up against that, and then I'm gonna try using, I've been using just metal wire to put all the chicken wire together, but I'm gonna try using some zip ties here to zip tie it, and then I'll have to move some of these T-posts and whatever to get it in place. But we're gonna put the fencing all the way up against the pasture fence here on the left side, and then pretty close to our greenhouse here on the right, and then we'll come back a little bit more here towards the chicken coop. So I'm going to tuck a little bit, I don't know, 6 inches or so, between 6 inches and a foot along the bottom. And then this is also just to kind of hold stuff in place. I'm thinking I'll probably have to get some more T-posts than what I have, or find some more around here. But just want to at least get things kind of roughed out. We have the chicken pen extension done. So you can see here, the chicken wire is not real pretty, but got T-posts all along here with the chicken wire, and then I just zip tied it onto all of the T-posts. And then we have our tunnel here. You can see this is just 2-inch by 4-inch welded wire that I had a section of. I need to cut a portal here in the chicken wire so they can get out, but it's just feeding right there. And then to install that chicken tunnel, I just used staples like this you can see here in the ground. I stapled down one side along the way that I wanted it to go, and then you're able to just push the wire into place and kind of form it whatever shape you want, and it will hold, and then you just staple down the other side. So pretty sweet. I cut a hole in the side of the tunnel here, and then the end is just folded over so it's all closed up, and then I zip tied up the chicken wire and the welded wire so they have a hole to get in. And then the hope is that the chickens are just going to eat all this grass, kill it, and poop in there and fertilize it, so when spring comes and it's time to put our garden in, we'll have a nice fertilized grassless patch to put it in. I'm just going to cut the tunnel here, probably just go just right in line with where the edge of the tunnel is, and then I can just fold it back. That's probably good right there. When I did the expansion before, which is this dirt area kind of right behind me, it took the chickens a little bit to acknowledge or understand that they could go through there. So I'm guessing I may have to help the chickens out or train them, but their pen is pretty muddy right now, so I'm guessing that they will be excited to have access to some grass and more space. The garden area is definitely bigger than their current pen, so I think they'll enjoy having that. I'm just gonna zip tie this back up here. And I'm going to zip tie that. I'm just going to let that, just bend that over, and they got a nice little tunnel there. I'm going to bend the welded wire up too to make it so there's not any sharp wires pointing out and kind of hold that mesh together with the chicken wire. So I'll see if I can get the chickens in here and get them to come through the tunnel. The final piece is this area here. So I put 2 T-posts 4 feet apart or so to make a little gate. I just zip tied this old piece of galvanized pipe on the bottom to hold it down, and then I just have a clip here right now. So I might have to do something more clever at some point, but that way I can just open up the pin, come in and get my ladder, and yeah. We didn't put any chicken wire along the greenhouse here. I'm a little worried about the chickens pecking on that, so we may have to figure out a solution there, but we're going to try it out for now and see what happens. It is the next day, and I came home to the chickens using the tunnel, walking around in the garden area. They got it figured out without any prompting by me.